How's it going, you guys? You guys saw earlier last week, or at the end of last week, that I had made a Dusty Miller door wreath with the Dusty Miller that I have right here. And I thought that I was gonna have time to finish filming a video about making a couple door swags. And I thought I would have enough time to edit it, but I didn't have enough time to edit it, but I did get it filmed and they've turned out amazing. And so I didn't film an intro because I had enough time to film it, but I didn't have, like I said, time to edit. So this is the intro to the video, and we're about to start making some door swags, and I cannot wait for you guys to see how they turn out. I think that they are perfect gifts for giving to neighbors or just to friends, and so incredibly cheap to make. It took me just a few minutes to make each one, and I had never done them before, and they were so easy. So let's just jump into this video about making the Christmas door swags. Okay, so we just came to this Christmas tree lot, and I was the crazy person and asked them if they would sell me some of their branches. And are these not so perfect? So we got two different kinds. I think it's like a fir and a something else, I don't know. So I got two different kinds here, and they were like, yeah, it's 3 for $1. And then she was like, actually 4 for $1. So I ended up grabbing 12 of them, which this is way more than I need, and I keep doing that. So I spent $4 and got a whole bunch of them. Some of these are absolutely massive branches, and some of them are just like smaller ones, which I think these will be perfect for the shape of the swag. And then I will go in with some of these to be a different type of texture. And then I've got a whole bunch of other things that are at the house. Okay, we made it back home and we picked up all of our branches. So we have 3 different types of evergreen branches that we're gonna use. Don't ask me the names of them. I got these from the tree lot. This is the first one. This is gonna be the base of our entire door swag that we're gonna make. And I think I have enough to probably make 3 or 4 of these. And so that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm going to make them for neighbors. So we have our first one here, and this is going to be the base of our entire swag that we have. I picked up, I believe, 3, possibly 4 of these guys. And then we have these branches here, which these are going to be filler pieces into it. So this was 1 branch that they sold me. It was 25 cents per branch. And they sold me this one. And I'm gonna be able to cut this up and use this. I'm gonna have way more of these than I actually need. Then I kind of went around the property and I picked a few things. I have some fern leaves right here, and these I'm really excited about. These are called Lady in Red, and this is what they do in the fall time. Normally they're a brilliant green color, they're really beautiful, but they age in the fall and they lose all their color before they turn brown, and they're this white color with these red stems, and they're really, really pretty. I love drying these every single year. So I have 4 of these. This is what the back looks like, which is actually spores on them, meaning that it's gonna produce seed, but we're using it for this side. You can see this one's not quite done, changing color yet. I love this fern, so I've got 4 of those. And then I did pick 1 of the Berry Poppins berries, and this is what I'm gonna use for myself. It's very selfish, but I want this, and I could only bring myself to cutting 1 stem off of this. I am so excited about this bush, so I had to, use 1 of them. Trying not to lose any of those. And then here I just cut a couple of branches from one of the evergreens that we have on the property. I think it's some type of juniper because it has these juniper berries on it all over. So I'm pretty sure it's a juniper of some sort, but I'm not exactly sure. It's absolutely massive. And so we have a great array of things. And then I also have some ribbon that I picked up here. This I actually picked up at Home Goods. And this is the Martha Stewart collection. It's a very luxurious velvety red color. And then I picked up 2 other ones. These were $6 a piece. And this is a satiny green color, really gorgeous. And then also a black color. And I believe this one was the most expensive, but it's so pretty just even sitting like this. And I think it was like $15. So very pricey. But if it's all free and I just go in with the ribbon, it was basically still free. We're gonna start by building our swags for these, and we gotta start with the back piece. Oh, I also pulled out an ornament. I think I'm gonna do this for Ashley's. You can pretty much add whatever you want to these little ornaments. So I've got this little bell charm that's gonna go on there, and I thought that that would be kind of fun and a little more whimsical for her and for Mason. So let's start this. They're so easy. They're one of the easiest things to make and a really, really cool gift to give to like neighbors and friends. So we're gonna start with our base here. I've got two different ones. I think I'm gonna start with this one. I like the size of this one the best. And I think I'm gonna start by building Ashley's. So we have our 22 gauge wire, and we're just gonna cut a little piece back here, and I'm gonna loop it behind one of these branches. This is just kind of how we're gonna start tying everything to this wire back here. And then we're also gonna go in with a bit of twine. And this is how you're going to attach it to doorways. And same thing, I'm gonna loop it under this branch right here and under that little branch. And then in the back, we're gonna make a really simple knot. We're gonna take our two ends, just tie that around like so, and then bam, easy way to hang that on the door just like that. So we have our wire set, our first branch set, and now we just kind of need to start adding to this. So I want to go through with some of this right here. We're not going to add too much. We're just trying to add a slight amount of color and interest to this. So you want to just find the branches that you like the best. See, I don't like this piece right here, so we're going to cut that off. So we have that going, and I think I'm going to need one more little piece to be able to kind of go sideways like that. Actually, that is perfect. Just go under there, and then we just start wrapping our wire around these guys. And remember, we're doing it as tight as possible. We're gonna go through, we've got them slightly secured to each other. We're gonna go through one more piece of wire. This one's kind of hard because this is when you do have to cut your wire. You can buy straight runs, but it's just so cheap to buy it in this paddle that you might as well not. I'm gonna go through under this branch over here. And you just want to try to secure these as much as you possibly can to each other. And this is actually really nice because I know so many people use fake Christmas trees now. And so this is a really great way to be able to get that Christmassy smell. It smells so good right here, right now, that I am loving it. And so when you walk into people's homes, the first thing that they'll smell is like a real Christmas tree, which is really, really nice. And then I'm gonna come cut this back. Perfect. So we have our base of the swag built. I think I might add one more layer with this. So you get the 3 layered effect of those. One more piece of wire. Okay, I like that layered effect that this has of the 3 branches. I think that looks really nice. We're gonna come back, cut the end off of that. Next step, I think I'm gonna add the bells for hers. And so I want this up a little bit higher. And what I'm actually just gonna do is I'm just gonna slightly rest it on to the branch that's right there. So that is actually super secure, not gonna go anywhere, and that hangs down really nicely. Last step, I think that she would probably like the red bow. So we're gonna go with the red bow on this. So we're gonna go a lot longer than we think that we need for a bow. I want this to drape down. We have fabric scissors. Okay, so I'm not even gonna pretend like it didn't just take me 20 minutes to figure out how to tie a single bow. So what I recommend is use the satiny, silky type ribbons. It's way easier. If you use these velvety ones, which I still think are so incredibly beautiful, and I'm going to do another one, it's incredibly hard because both sides are not velvety, and so you see one side on the bow unless you really finesse it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it on the silky ribbon. I should probably do it in green though, because black's not gonna show up that well, which is really, really pretty and would actually be really pretty with this red. So we're gonna cut ourselves a piece, which I love how thick this one is. I might use this for Ashley's. And then we're gonna cut ourselves a chunk of the ribbon. We have the short piece of the ribbon on the top, and then we have this is our long piece right here. We're gonna make this go around. It's gonna go back behind, and then you're going to make your bow right there. You're going to slide it under, and then you're just going to pull through. And we're going to shorten that up just a tad bit. Keep pulling and shortening and pulling. I want these both a little tiny bit shorter. So we're going to pull that one short. We're going to pull this one a little bit shorter also. And then there we go. We have our ribbon about how we want it, just like that. So now, last step, come through, fold these backwards, and cut up. We're going to get these to be about the same size. We have our little tails that come to a really pretty point. And if you're smart, you take a lighter and singe the edges of these. That way it doesn't continue to fray. That way it's not going to fray when you give it to somebody. Okay, so we have one bow here. Could go in with a short bow. I think I'm going to probably use this on the next one. And I'm going to use this bow for Ashley's. And we're going to do the same thing on here. Cut those. We are going to light it. It's not going to fray that much, so it doesn't need much. Perfect. And then, super easy, we're going to take one more piece of wire for the bow. Feed it through the back of the bow here. Like that. Place it on your tree branch. And go ahead and wire it to the top where you made your cuts on the other tree branches to hide those. Wire it to the back. Fold those down so we don't scratch a door. We have our hanger there. We're going to cut the tips of that off. Okay, so we have our very first little door swag to go, and you just see just the one branch hanging up the top. We have our little hook in the back, so perfect to be able to hang on the door. I love the little ornament to it. That's what I do love about these door swags, is you can just add whatever you want. I mean, you know, you could tuck in, if you wanted to bring a little lightness to it, tuck in one of these, but I liked the idea of the ornament with the ribbon and then the 3 different types of evergreen. So we got one done. I think I'm gonna try to break out 2 more really quickly, especially since I already have one bow tied. So let's do 2 more. So I'm gonna make this one be a little bit fuller with this first type of evergreen. Oh, I love that. Yep, we're gonna go that route, red berries, green bow. Got our base done. Let's go ahead and tie all of this together now that we know exactly what we're doing. So we've got 2 branches here on this one. Let's paddle these together, and we're going to tie these as tight as possible. Next step is our ferns that we decided on. I'm going to pop off some of these higher ones, like so, and like so, and like so. We'll go ahead and wire these on there. I'm gonna cut these first, actually. Perfect. That was stabbing me. So these ones we gotta pull tight enough that we don't break them, but tight enough that they stay super secure on there. So I'm gonna push it down while I try to tie the wire on these. And I think I'm gonna just tie the wire in the front because I can get it the tightest up here. Lay that on there. That's way too much. Simple. Less is more, Robbie. Less is more. Red berries and then green bow. There we go. Because I want this to be as low as possible so that way you get a really nice vision of the red berries. We're gonna tie this as tight as possible. And we'll go through and we'll wire this on. Okay, another one done. Let's make one more really quickly. Okay, I think we're gonna try to do small and simple on this one. So I have this first piece here, and this branch, I don't love how it's all tore up there. So we're gonna try to cut a new stem like that. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe some of this right here. I like how bright that is. And maybe a couple of these guys. Yeah, let's definitely add that in. Layer that underneath, and then maybe one up above. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and wire these together. This is gonna be a very small, simple, easy one now. Cut the branch off. I think it should be a nice long ribbon because I'm not gonna put any type of like ornament or red berry or fern fronds in there. This is just gonna be super simple, and the bow is kind of gonna be the star of the show. I think that's my best one yet. Looks like a real bow. Turns out you only need to tie 15 of them before you get one perfect. Okay, I think that one looks pretty good. Very simple, just kind of a clean, easy one, nothing too crazy. It would actually be really, really beautiful with some type of pine cone hanging on it, but we don't have pine cones here. Okay, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. These turned out even better than I expected. Actually, all of it turned out better than I expected, especially that wreath. Very happy with it. I think I'm gonna finesse with this one a little bit more, maybe see if I can find some really nice glass ornament to go on here. I know these are for outdoors, but I really, you guys know I like to be a little extra with how I do things. So that is gonna be it for this video, you guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.